Hey, hey, Mr. E, how are you? How are you doing? I'm ready for you. Look, here my notes in English. Here also. So I'm here and I'm waiting for you and also for other friends. So I'm so excited now. I prepare my nails, my hair, my and my everything. I think it will be crazy. So I'm waiting. Have a nice day for you, and for me it's midnight, but I'm here.
Hello, everybody. My name is Edward S. Redcar, and I'm the host of Edward S. Redcar's Entertainer Chat. And today I have the extreme pleasure of speaking with people from two different continents, Wayne and Aliona. They're Zooming from New York City. They're both writers, actors, filmmakers, among all other things. And my guest co-host today is Suzanne Sabanci, all the way from Istanbul, Turkey. How are you doing today, Suzanne?
Hey, Mr. E, you are my best friend from America. I'm so happy to be
That's
here
that's right.
because
Last time we spoke, we were in person. Now we're zooming, so we got the screen in between us. So it's great to have you here, and I'm glad that you graciously accepted the invitation to be my co-host. And we're going to have a lot of fun today, and it's gonna be awesome for all four of us today.
I hope that everyone will understand my English. So
You're
for
you're
me,
doing
it's
fine. You're doing
thank you
perfect, doing
so much.
perfect. And
Thank you.
Wayne
For
Wayne
me, it's
Wayne
pleasure.
Wayne Mattingly and Aliona Garcia. How are you both doing today?
Well, we're doing perfectly, exceptionally fine. We are caught up in the rehearsals for The Ballad of Lulu and Dad, which is our film, and which will have a theatrical production at the Secret Theater Act One Act Play Festival in July and August.
Great, great. And I just happened to see your post on Instagram about that, and so I've already reposted that on my Instagram page, promoting your interview here today and Suzanne's appearance all the way from Istanbul, Turkey. So the word is spreading. The word is spreading as we speak. So it's a pleasure. I mean, this is a first, the very first entertainer chat to have a guest co-host, and the very first entertainer chat to have dual interviews at the same time. So this is a first all the way around. So I'm
Oh,
glad
good.
I'm glad everybody could make it today, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So yeah, I hope your weather is a lot better down there in New York, Wayne, and Aliona, because it's been pouring rain here in upstate New York for most of the afternoon. So I hope there's sunny skies somewhere. I know Suzanne there. She says that they got warm weather in Turkey. So how's the weather where you are today, Wayne and Aliona?
The weather's beautiful right now. Yesterday was rainy. There's little flash flooding. A couple of, I think, Salem Parkway and places like that were
Yeah.
flooded. They flooded. But otherwise, right now the sun is out. It's really a beautiful day.
So we're all ready to have a lot of fun, right? All four of us. We got our energy up and we're ready to go, right? That's the main thing. So uh, yeah, every time that I have different guests on, I always like to know how they got in the business, what they're doing, whether they're like a musician, singer, dancer, um, stunt person, whatever they do. So I'll pose the question to each of you. Aliona, since both you and Wayne, you're actors, you're writers, filmmakers. How did you become interested in all of that?
Okay, so on my end, I was interested in acting when I was 10. After I've spent quite a part of my childhood acting out scenarios using dolls. And I've taken part in acting classes as a kid and as a teen. However, I didn't get into it professionally until the coronavirus pandemic hit. And that's when I started working on remote productions, Zoom productions. One of them being on Zoom Theater in a lead role in the 12 Incompetent Jurors. Then I've also taken part in Loud Voices, Silent Streets on 3 or 4 short films, plus a monologue and an audio drama, which is coming up. And then I did some table reads, stage readings, including with Tiger Sarge Players, which led to my collaboration with Wayne on 2 films short so far, Antoinette Stuck and The Ballad of Lulu and Dad. Aside from that, I'm also in a horror web series called The Edge of Midnight, where I appeared at the end of season 1 before becoming the narrator of season 2, which is ongoing. And this year alone, I've done 3 short films. One is from LVSS, How to Date and Enjoy It. Then I've done 2 Spanish short films for the first time. One is my first voiceover role in a film called Feliz Cumpleaños, where I was the voice of a doctor. Then I appeared in a short film on my first in-person shoot, playing one of the mothers. And I'm about to do my NYC debut in theater with The Ballad of Lulu and Dad, which we have filmed and which we're going to do a production at the Secret Theater at One Act Play Festival this month and in August.
Great. Yeah, in fact, you mentioned that that play that's coming up, playing that film. I just happened to see a brand new Instagram story about it that was posted. So I says, I'm going to have both of them on the show. So I think it's a good thing to repost that to kind of make a good promotion, to get people's attention that they're both going to be on the show, and Susie is going to be on the show. So I says, I'll put everybody together in a group, and it's like, watch the show. Susie's coming from Turkey, and both of you are coming from New York. It's like a worldwide talk show today. So I took advantage of that opportunity. So yeah. So how about you, Wayne?
And we thank you for it.
Actor.
As an actor, a very simple explanation. I was having a hard time with my life, so to speak, when I was living in San Francisco. I just come out of the hippie mold. I had 2 children, and I needed to do something with my life, and I asked what that was, and I answered back to myself, go act. You've been doing it all your life. So that's what I did. I went to San Francisco City College. I enrolled in acting there, and never looked back. I was very fortunate. I was all lead roles while I was there. I was the first student actor, and maybe still the only student actor to ever direct a full production at City College.
Really? That's great.
Yeah, well, those times you could kind of break the rules, the professors could break the rules, and I hung out with the professors and even went up to their cabins and things on Russian River, which anyway. So I was kind of an in crowd with the professors there. And then writing began almost the same way. I came to New York. It was much later, 20 years later. I came to New York, and I lived in 2 years in LA, and I wanted to write a film, but I didn't dare try to write a film. So I wrote a play instead, knowing that nobody, in fact, Todd Lundgren's book records that no American playwright makes a living by playwriting. Absolutely none. Even the most famous ones you've heard of do not make a living playwriting. They make it from other sources. But I undertook it anyhow. I thought, well, this will help me get to film. And so I wrote that called Moonshades. Got a stage reading in Berkeley, California. It was excerpted Smith and Krause Best Monologue, Women's Monologues, and Best Stage Scenes, 1999. So I felt it was kind of off and running, and maybe those things kept me writing plays, and I continued, and I'm still writing plays.
So it seems like everything that you did in your younger years to prepare yourself for what you do today. Is it safe for me to say that you did a lot of thinking outside the box to achieve your goals?
Well, I kind of lived outside the box, to be honest. We lived
well,
in
a
very wealthy neighborhood in Weston, which is a suburb of Westport, Connecticut, very wealthy town in the 60s. And we were the only family probably to not have a phone, running water, heat, and electricity. Sometimes it was gone in the winter. So we had and a lot of other things. So it was a pretty chaotic and distinct childhood, those 4 years there. So I think those did prepare me for being outside the box.
Talking about not having, say like the comforts that other families had at that time, that kind of reminds me when I was growing up, for the longest time, it's like everybody had a color TV, but we had a black and white. It was like a special occasion. So, we go here or there to visit. Oh my God, they got color TV. I can watch a baseball game in color TV. My gosh, So
color TV was a big thing. Yeah,
there wasn't it though. Yeah.
The last part of your question, film. I got into film basically kind of the same way. I just decided that I had not. I've written well over 30 short plays, another 10 full-length plays, and one acts, maybe a handful of one acts that are legitimate one acts. And even when they're produced, they just don't get seen by enough people. So I wanted the ability for some of this work to be seen. And the first day we posted Antoinette's, first week we posted Antoinette's Stuck on YouTube. Over 150 people had viewed it, which is probably, I don't know, at least 5 times as many people who had seen it. So that was really the reason that I wanted to. Plus, it was, there was no live. It was also pandemic time, so there was no live access. So that's really what got me into making the short films. And Aliona and I, we started out together, and we said, well, let's just see how it goes, which is basically the same way the theater company that I run, the Online International Theater Company, Tiger's Heart Players, when we first instituted it, I had a co-partner at that time, and we approached it the same way. Let's produce a first show and see if they come,
Most of the time that's the only way to do it, trial and error. Okay, the only alternative is it doesn't work. Well, if it doesn't work, you just figure out another way to get done what what you see, what you're focused on accomplishing. Yeah. So,
absolutely. So and
Tiger's
Heart ran.
Go ahead.
Tiger's Heart, the original iteration, ran for about 15 months. We did over 7 shows, over 25 plays, and then I split with my co-partner, and then it kind of just floated its ground. We had a theater at that time. We've still been floating the ground until the pandemic, and then became an online theater, international theater company, which is how we met in a way.
So that's very interesting. I'm always interested in finding out how the guests got into what they're doing. So So now I'll turn it over to you, Suzanne, to find out a little bit more about Wayne and Leona. The microphone is yours. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Mr. E. Hi from me, it's Susie from Istanbul. So I wanted to ask my question, but what I saw now, I just understand what's happened, but my question was how did the both of you meet in order for the both of you to begin collaborating on projects? So I understand with the pandemic situation and everything, but for me it's interesting to understand also we have a young girl with different experience and men from different generation with different experience and how you match. This is interesting for me to know because you saw with Mr. E and me, Susie, we are from different countries, different ages, different cultures, but we are very good friends now. So for me, it's interesting how everything was, how this process works with you.
Okay, so we've met at the Facebook group for Loud Voices, Silent Streets, which I was a part of at the time, and Wayne was there offering coaching sessions, which unfortunately I couldn't take part of due to the time.
Everybody, I'm just going to pause it. Pardon me for the interruption here, but I just happened to see on my screen that on the top left-hand corner that there was a red square that says recording paused, and it seems like I can record from my end. So I pressed recording again, and let me pause it.
Again?
So it seems like I can still record even though you're both the hosts. So
we're also recording as well.
Yes, we're recording.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I thought that went for all three of us. I'm sorry about that. So I'll just edit this out there. So yeah, continue with your question, Susie. Go ahead.
I need to repeat everything from the beginning, or?
Yeah, because I'm not sure when. Right from the beginning of the question. Yeah, if you would. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi from me. I'm Susie from Istanbul. Hi, friends. Thank you so much for your invitation again. So everything what I understand now, it's okay. I understand also about pandemic situation and everything. And my question was, how did the both of you meet in order for the both of you to begin collaborating on projects? But I am interested to know because Aliona is very young girl, and my friends from New York, I saw how he lived when he explained his experience with acting. So we have a very young girl with different experience and men with different experience and different ages. And like me and Mr. E, we are different ages, different countries, different cultures, but we are very good friends and we can do everything together because our interest and everything, we can fix everything. So for me, it's interesting how this happened, how started everything.
Oh, so Wayne and I have met at the Facebook group for the Loud Voices Silent Streets, where I am still a member. And Wayne was offering coaching services at the time, which I was unable to do due to time. And short time later, he invited me to read for a play, not his, of Tegosart Players. And I guess the rest is history.
Well, I'll jump in. She read for that play. I really liked what she had done. We then read I think we read Antoinette Stuck online.
I think
Or something else. We read something else online because I was in the back of my head. I was Casker and other end roles. And that's when, after that, then I invited E to take the role of Antoinette and Antoinette Stuck. I thought she was perfect for it. I thought she proved me right. She was absolutely wonderful in that play. So
Great.
that's how we got started. Yeah.
actually, I think I've done a couple of other play readings as well. One is another play of yours, and then another one from from Romanian playwright Mircea Ionescu.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was about 3 play readings before Anthony Stuck.
Wow, amazing.
Well, that's how we got into it. And I asked it, we both agreed that we're both, because it's new to me, making films was new to me, was new to Aliona as well. So, well, let's give it a go, let's give it a go.
Yeah.
We did.
Bravo, thank you so much. I appreciate this collaboration, and I hope you will have many projects together. So
we have,
maybe
like I said, we have this Lulu and Dad, and then we have another one. It's like halfway, maybe 2/3 of the way finished, called "Tell Me You Love Me, Barcelona," which we hope to film together for the first time in Barcelona. That's the next big project, and we also have a smaller project, which is based on a short play of mine titled "The Plowman," and which is about a man who, again, an older man and a younger girl, inspired by a poem.
Nice. I wanna say to Mr. E, because you can ask your question, because I'm okay.
Okay, my turn right now. It's my turn.
Yeah.
We're like I say, we're like a tag team. We're playing tag here. Tag you're it, tag you're it. Okay. I was going, since we're talking about the Tiger Hearts players, the players, Tiger Hearts players, that was created 2 years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago during the pandemic, and well, each of you have different experiences with that, and I believe it was you, Wayne, that first started Tiger Hearts, was it?
Yeah, it was actually the second iteration. It was 16 years ago. I had a live iteration of it, and then I started this online on, I think the first show or program was on May 2nd of 2 years ago. So it's been 2 years and some months.
Okay. Yeah. So when I first seen the title of Tiger Hearts player, it kind of intrigued me, and could you explain a little bit to all of us and my audience out there about the meaning behind the name of Tiger Hearts, and what made you decide on naming that particular name for the group, and the nature of what the group does online, and
sure.
Yeah, it's a very intriguing name.
One of Shakespeare's plays is a character named Margaret, Queen Margaret, and she's described by somebody else. And I'm a little foggy because it's been a while since I've had a brain that isn't foggy. But Margaret is described as a woman wrapped in a tiger's hide. I think she's described, which is not flattering. It's not meant to say, "Oh, what a strong, woman she is." It's meant to say she's like an animal.
Okay.
And then, and that was Shakespeare who had written the line. And one of the very early critics disparaged Shakespeare and said he's a player wrapped in a tiger's hide, meaning that he was not sophisticated enough to be writing plays. He's an upstart crow, and other negative remarks. And these remarks were all made because he was not Shakespeare, as you may or may not know, was not a university trained playwright. So they were disparaging him because he was one of the in crowd. Our greatest living playwright, there's not many who would argue that. And he was being disparaged. And I find it very frustrating as a playwright when you're submitting things, because they were asking basically for university stuff. So I said, well, let's give the non-university people a shot. And I named the company after the Shakespeare's line, Tiger's Heart Players will be the Tiger's Heart Players, will be the ones who don't need a university degree to prove yourself, just write the play. And that's really where the title came from. And the purpose was really to give playwrights who don't get the opportunity, who are not bankrolled in colleges by parents or other things. I'm not saying that's a negative thing. There's lots of people out there writing plays that don't have I'm one of those who just, I didn't have enough money to act anymore. So I kind of identified with that. So we just want to provide a space and a platform for playwrights to get their stuff out there, air it, have other people see it, listen to it, comment on it. And online, that's still the process. And from all over the world now, people come and they submit their material. Actors come to perform, as you know, from all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
It's really a rewarding experience for me. That
it is.
Come together and
in fact, that's a good segue into the next part of my question there. If you could explain to everybody out there that's not familiar with Tiger Hearts what the nature of what that group does online, if you could kind of elaborate on that a little bit.
Sure. Mostly, we have three different phases now. One is we people submit to us all the time. We look through those. Aliona is the executive director, and she does a lot of work, believe me. And she goes through the plays, and she'll pass them on to me, and we'll agree on which plays we want to read, and which kind of fit together, how much time they take. And then the casting is important. We have to be able to cast some plays because it's a very laborious process. You wouldn't think so, but sometimes we have to ask 6 times for a single role just because people are busy. They're doing other things, they're not available. So that's the first facet of the process is we cast the plays, and then we select the plays and then cast them. And that's our kind of standard lab session. And then we opened up a couple of weeks ago what we call a free-for-all. And the free-for-all, anyone can come. You can bring any kind of work you want. It just can't exceed 10 minutes. It's kind of a first come, first serve as to when you get on, when you get on stage, so to speak. And it can be poetry, it can be song, it can be anything. And so far we've had, I think, 3 sessions of that. And also at the beginning of the year, we started what we're calling a full-length day, and we select from those who have submitted full-length plays. And those are once a month, and we present a full-length play once a month. And that's basically it so far. I can't think what else. And we're trying to do other things. We've asked people to bring in monologues. I've asked, if they can work on or present if they want to warm up for a, audition or something like that.
And we've also asked for scripts for Zoom productions if they would like any assistance producing a Zoom production or a Zoom film. And we are offering other services such as translation of plays, poster designs, and acting coaching from Wayne.
So the translation that you were speaking of, how many different languages would you be translating? Would it be like a few languages or?
Few languages, English to Spanish, French, German, and Portuguese, and vice versa.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, that alone right there.
What's that, Susie?
And maybe Turkish for me.
Yes.
There you go. That's right.
And
That's right.
we can do interview next time in Turkish, yeah, Mr. E.
There you go.
And all of you. This group needs to speak in Turkish next time.
That's right. That's right. We have to brush up on our Turkish. We have to go online and learn all the alphabet and the common words, and then we can keep going to more complicated words until we can become almost as fluent in Turkish as you are, being your native language. So yeah, that's a good suggestion, Susie. Have them have Turkish added to their translation services, right?
Oh yes, of course. And we can do next project in Turkey also. We can use many ideas here.
Now, all the services that we provide are free except for the translation, the acting coaching, and what was the other one?
The poster design.
Oh, poster design. There's pretty low cost, but nonetheless, it's the only thing that we charge any money for. Everything else is
exactly. You can do something here because Turkey is it's low and very good companies here also.
Yeah, and we're pretty busy doing all the other stuff during the week for free. So it takes up time.
Yeah.
That would be something good to expand in the future. I mean, something to keep focused on if you ever wanted to go in that direction. Going to
we're trying.
Yeah, right. So with all these things that you have going on with Tiger Hearts, what are your goals and your plans for the future for Tiger Hearts? What do you have your goals set on? Both of you, whatever ideas each of you had.
I'll start briefly, and because the major goals we have I just stated, and we're working on those. The next phase is we'd like to move into a more live productions. The dream is that we start getting more money in, and then we could actually have import actors from other countries, and be able to afford to fly them here so that that's my dream anyhow, that we could do that. Aliona really created Alleyway, and I'll let her take over for that because that's the film facet of Tiger's Heart is really her baby.
Okay, so we also have our film wing of Tiger's Heart Playlist, which is Alleyway Films, and our first production will be The Ballad of Lulu and Dad, which we have just received the finished score of the music
today.
Wow.
We're expecting
and everybody hears it here first. This is the debut amount. I mean, talk about good timing, right? Talk about good timing.
Yeah, and we're expected to release it in about next week or this week.
We hope so. We have to see how it takes and work with it. Yeah.
So we'll probably be seeing a lot of posts about that when everything is released. I mean, like a cover to cover promotion to get the word out, right? So the word out has just been first given here, so that's a good start.
We'll create a trailer as well, which will have the musical score in it. It's a pretty creepy trailer we have planned. So.
Okay. The musical score, I've seen in your post that you've also worked with Flora Chen before? She'd helped
Not
you.
before. This is the first time. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. She.
Really good
Yeah.
one.
She does quite a bit of musical scores. She's. I mean, really talented musician. So.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're very fortunate to have somebody that talent that you can draw from her services to help you out. So yeah,
Yeah.
great artist. So okay, Susie, back over to you.
Thank you so much. I take it. So my question is, both of you have been affiliated with Louis Loud Voices Silent Streets. And Aliona, you were the most recently in the film How Today and Enjoy. What was your experience being like with Loud Voice Silent Streets in that project and all projects with them?
Well, so far it's been a really fantastic experience getting to work with lots of talented people on Loud Voices and Silent Streets. Quite a few short films and one monologue, which was inspired by my experience with eczema. And my future projects with Loud Voices and Silent Streets, I'm hoping to do another short film with them, but I'm also cast in an audio drama as well. Regarding my experience with How to Date and Enjoy It, it was fantastic as well, and it was great. Where I got to film a couple of solo scenes and also a scene with another actor, Michael Lake. So it was quite good. Okay.
So I want to watch this movie. How people can watch this movie? Do you have any links or something?
The film is available on the YouTube channel for Loud Voices Silent Streets, so you should be able to access it.
Yeah, yeah. I want to watch it because I know about this from Mr. E. So I'm interested to watch because the title it's interesting also. And Wayne, how are you?
I'm good. What up, sister?
My question for you, since you are an experienced playwright and screenwriter, you have given workshops in writing with them. Do you have plans to continue those types of workshop in the future?
I haven't talked with Luna Rose about it in over a year. So I don't have any plans to. It could come up again. I don't know. I did a couple of seminars and workshops there. They're pretty free flowing. But like I said, I haven't spoken with her about it and in quite a while. Yeah, quite a while.
But do you have any links from past in YouTube or something? If someone wants to see something from your workshops or seminars?
Links to see those? No, they weren't recorded. I'm still in contact with a number of people that I coached. Yeah, I'm still in contact with them, but I'm not coaching them any longer. One suggests that she would like to start it up again. But basically we became friends with other people, 5 different people, and so it's more on friend basis at the moment.
Always have the same problems. I'm an actress here in Istanbul. I work in a state theater, and for us it's forbidden to share some links on the internet, and everyone is asking, what is your job? I said I'm an actress in state theater. Can we see? I said no. People say, but how if you are acting and we want to see you? I said no, you should come, blah blah. So always for me it's the same. If people ask me something, I need to share different links. So.
Yeah,
Well,
I didn't even get into, I mean, I think I have one Zoom play up on, it was pretty, I think it's funny because it's kind of making fun of the Zoom experience. But that's the only one that I have any links to, I think. I don't think there's any links to anything. I don't, live performances, I've never, well, shouldn't say never, but I rarely have recorded. We were just looking at one that was about 20 years old, 15 years old. That was pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
yeah, Wayne, you were mentioning about you were doing coaching with Loud Voices Silent Streets, and I can remember, I think it was like maybe the very first time that you collaborated with the Ella to have workshops for Loud Voices Silent Streets, and I can remember that I signed up, for like one of your one-on-one coaching sessions, and you helped me a lot because I had like a monologue, and so I read the monologue to you, and you gave me tips on how to rewrite it so that it would, sound that I was speaking like who I was speaking to. I mean, a lot of constructive ways to improve it. So, I mean, you helped me a lot, and I've remembered that advice. Like even to this day, like if I'm writing something, I'll remember to myself. I said, geez, when I took that workshop and with Wayne, one of the pointers that you gave me is like make sure that you make it known, who you're talking to, instead of making it vague and just like a general statement. And so I've always remembered that, in every monologue, that I happen to write. So thank you for that. So that was a big
Thank you. Thanks for mentioning, and I'm glad that it had a positive influence. We just had a session in Tiger's Heart this weekend, and Fengar Gale, who's a pretty prolific playwright, but I think it was her who was mentioning that what John Guare had told playwrights, make sure that if you're speaking to the audience, make sure that's a person, make sure you know who that is, not just some boy. So it's true, across the board, that we all get to know who we're talking to, and the more we know about that person we're talking to, the more effective the piece is, more details.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it had a positive impact.
Oh, it did. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. My question, next question I was going to ask you is, last year in Barcelona, Spain, I was fortunate enough to meet both you and Aliona, along with Ella and Bex Barlow. And so that was for the Love and Hope Film Festival last September. And you already mentioned earlier today that about Antonette's Duck being screened there. And I was just, which starred both of you in it. And I was just wondering, I mean, it's such an interesting and an intriguing name. I just wanted to know what was the motivation, like, for creating that film. That intrigued me.
I'm in trouble.
I shouldn't have said. Is this where we have to hit pause and speed ahead or something?
No, it's not X-rated or anything. It's just I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of what really. There's one thing that inspired it. I don't know if I've even spoken of it with. Okay. I was a kid in the crazy house I was telling you. My mother used to. We had a sister-in-law. Her brother was married to this woman who had a sister, and her sister resided in what the hell is the name? But it doesn't matter. But basically in a insane asylum. And in those days, you could basically have somebody come from the asylum and live with you. And the person who came from the asylum, who was related to us, well, her name was Antoinette.
Okay.
And Antoinette loved me. And I really loved Antoinette. She was about 2 years older than I was. She was really kind of crazy. She walked through glass door at one time. But anyway, that's the character kind of a seed came from that character. And
Okay.
because to me there was nothing wrong with Antoinette. It's just she just didn't have the right people around her, who cared enough
Okay.
for her. And I've had a couple of people like this in my life. And that's where Antoinette, the character, came from.
Okay.
I don't know really where her missing her mother came from. To be honest with you, I don't know how that idea came to me and that she would be at the pond there. I wrote another play where an older gentleman goes to the house where he used to live looking for his wife, his dead wife. So,
Okay.
so there's some kind of a theme going on for me where people are looking for people who have passed away. And the character Demode that I play just comes out of another era. He comes out of the almost the 30s and 20s really era that I cherished. And I know that Sam Shepard was asked at one time, what do you want to be when you're older? Or what do you want to be when you grow up, kind of thing? And he said, I want to be an old timer. And one of the things I always wanted to be was an old actor, who's been on the boards and been around and people ask questions to. And that's kind of what I felt Demode came from, that character came from.
I know
I just threw the two of the characters together and saw what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that explains Antoinette, but how about the duck? Where does that come into play?
I really don't know. I mean, it's just I don't know. It's just I don't know. I don't know. She's feeding ducks and birds too.
Okay.
She's feeding birds, but she knows it's a duck. She knows her mother's a duck.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know where it's
okay. Because I know when I seen that title, it's like the two. I mean, before I seen it screened at Barcelona, that was the very first time I seen it, and it's like, okay, Antoinette's duck. Does Antoinette make friends with a duck? Does Antoinette find a duck? Does Antoinette read about a duck? So that's why I said I found that interesting, and I think that title probably felt everybody else interested, that they'd want to come and see exactly what Antoinette and duck, the combination of those two words, made the whole film. So yeah, no, I found that interesting. Very, like I said, a very intriguing title it was. So and that was your very first short film, right? Antoinette's Duck?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I did a Zoom film, but that was my first film. Yeah.
Okay, Suzanne.
I'm here.
The stage is yours.
Thank you so much. And I want to ask Aliona about her school. Because I know that she was the honor roll at Northumbria University Law School at Newcastle in 2015-2016.
Yeah, that was an honor roll diploma that I achieved that was for 10% top 10% students who have achieved that in a certain academic year. I've also achieved another one for my third academic year. And then I achieved another award, which was for distance learners, for top 25% students graduating from a distance learners program. I've studied at Northumbria University between 2015 and 2019. Then I've done 2 masters. One is human rights law, which I've completed this month. And another one, which was a master's in teaching, which I completed it last year.
Great,
And
amazing.
then
Congratulations for
and
everything.
now
It's amazing.
I am doing a PhD also in human rights, democracy, and international justice at the University of Valencia.
Oh, amazing. So, are you going to pursue a law career and your acting career as well in the future? Or what's the plan for now, or you will see?
Well, I am pursuing an acting career for the foreseeable future, but I do not rule out a law career, although it would be more on the academic side rather than practicing as a lawyer. I originally wanted to do like a training course to become a lawyer in the United Kingdom, but then I started working as an English teacher 4 years ago to supplement my studies, and I fell in love with teaching more so during the pandemic. So I'm kind of like more focused more focused on teaching than on law, if you want to choose a non-acting career.
Wow, you are doing many, many things. Congratulations for everything. The both of you, you are amazing. And I think you are amazing also too together when you work, because your energy is nice together. And it was my last question. So, Mr. E, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm always ready. You know that.
Yes, yes. Always fun.
Okay. Yeah. My question and the last question for today is that you were speaking before about LOA Films, that you launched that production company, and which LOA Films, which both of you are its co-founders. And so you've talked a lot about the Ballad of Lulu and Dad, again, starring both of you. And as I already mentioned, a musical score by Flora Chen. Could you tell us, I mean, I know, but could you tell us the meaning of the name LOA? How did that come about?
The name LOA came about when we were looking for like an ideal name for a film production company, and we thought of combining our two names. The first three letters of our two names, Ellie, which is from my real name,
Okay.
Wayne. We thought alleyway, but it would have it would have confused people with alleyway.
Right. So that's right. Okay.
Well, I'm going to chime in here. I actually liked the connotation of alleyway as being alleyway because it suggests a direction, as opposed, and so does my last name, Way. It suggests that there's some direction going on in alleyway, so that within the title itself, it suggests that it's going somewhere. So I think that's one of the connotations of the title that I really enjoy.
Okay. And you started to talk about before about the Ballad of Lulu and Dad, and could you just kind of tell us again what that film is about?
There's a very short synopsis, logline synopsis of that a daughter comes to visit her father, who has told her that she's led her to believe that he may be dying, but in fact he's just his legs aren't working. I'm gonna give it away. His legs aren't working, so
don't give too much away. No.
Yeah, exactly. His legs aren't working.
Yeah, I don't want my show to be a spoiler, but just
no.
Just tell us just enough. Just tell us just to make it legal. That's all.
Yeah, there is something untoward about the relationship. And it's pretty quickly revealed that if there's something untoward about the physical relationship between them. So,
Okay.
and this film takes the beginning and goes to the end. So, has a beginning, has a middle, has an end. So,
Yeah. So, where will it be able to be seen, and when will that be?
when will it be seen? Hopefully, well, I think it'll be seen at the Love and Hope Festival this year. I think we got the
Okay.
thumbs up from
Darwin.
Darwin. Oh no, that's Italy. And we're gonna just submit it to lots of places. I think it's a better film than Antoinette's Duck.
Okay.
I got a lot better at editing. So yeah, I think it's a better film.
Yeah.
And yeah, less
Yeah.
of a
Well, plus the
it's
plus,
more fluid, let's put it that way.
yeah. Well, plus the fact it'll be on stage as well, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another venue that people can see. And if you care to tell us the dates down in New York City when it can be seen.
The dates for the NYC performance are on July 22nd, August 3rd, 6th, and 9th. I will repeat it, July 22nd, then August 3rd, 6th, and 9th. Then we have the
all at 7:30.
All at 7:30.
Oh,
Yeah, all at
okay.
7:30. Yeah.
Then we have the festival has the semifinals and the finals. So the semifinals are where the top two plays from each program qualified to the semifinal. And if we progress to the semifinals, we would have a performance either on the 16th or the 17th of August. And should we progress from there to the final, it's the 19th of August.
Okay. And so that festival down there, where is the venue for the festival?
It's on the Secret Theater in Woodside, Queens.
Okay.
No, in White.
Okay. Oh, and that's the same venue that people can also pay admission to see, besides it also being in the film festival. Sort of like the festival in Barcelona, where it's screened, and at the same time you can get an admittance tickets to see it as well in the film festival, right?
No, it doesn't. No, there's not in the film festival for there.
No, the
it's separate.
It's separate from the film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a live performance. The film is different. Yeah. Yeah.
So with everything that you're both doing now with Tiger Hearts Players and LOA Films, what do you see as the future for both of them? Will they say take an equal amount of your time, or like 50-50, or will it be gradually more LOA Films and less Tiger Hearts, or will there be like a balance between the two of them?
Well, I think the filmmaking is more cyclical in a way. The more it comes, we film 2 weeks or something, and then there's a period of editing that drives me crazy, and then we and Tiger's Heart is every week. It's just every week, and we keep hopefully refining ways to expedite the process. Aliona has taken a huge burden off of me. I used to do it every week.
I know, because in the beginning it was just you, right? It was just you running all the controls there. I mean, like,
and I have to be honest with you, I have no idea how I was doing it. Now that I look back and see that with Aliona doing so much, and she's also very skilled at all the creating programs and to making everything, look and have a much more higher quality to it. So the production value is much greater. When I was acting in San Francisco, I acted in a lot of black box theaters, and I just couldn't wait to get into a theater that with money behind it, and finally I did, got my union card and finally got into a theater, a big theater, and they had, and thank God, thank God.
You probably kind of got tired from being in a black box and having all the eyes looking at you from every direction, right? Instead of just
it's just that you have to do so much. You have to do so much work. I mean, as an equity actor, I don't have to worry about the props. I don't have to buy all those things myself, drag them in, drag in your clothes, bring your stuff on stage, bring it off. All of that stuff are people who are paid to do that, and they get really angry when you try to do their job.
Oh, so sure.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with union people. No. It's a real pleasure.
Because there's definitely a division in the work. It's the actors, and then it's the everybody else, props and makeup and wardrobe and set design, set construction, and all those things like that. So for Elway Films, that will be distributed, say, like in your future projects, like in a few different countries, would you concentrate, or it's like anywhere that you could have like your future projects screened? I mean, different film festivals?
Anywhere. I mean, anywhere in the world. I happen to think that Europe, my own prejudice or bias, is far advanced in theater than the United States. I think the United States pays a lot of attention to how much, getting the asses in the seats so you can pay the bills. And it's really tough here to experimental work, and that's kind of the fringe stuff I do. And Europe is, far more I don't want to say open about it, but there's far more focus on an artistic approach to the theater. And so that's why I want my stuff to please get it out into hands of people who will appreciate it. It's very, very tough here for somebody like myself. I have friends who can write, they laugh every third line, stuff, and they can punch it out. They're very good at it. The structure's wonderful, but it's just not my cup of tea, so I'm left out in the cold. So we use Film Freeway to try to access
that's
film festivals.
It's thousands and thousands of film festivals. That's an excellent site.
10,000 film festivals now.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And now the three of us have an invitation from Susie to visit Istanbul, Turkey, to bring the show to Turkey, where we're all going to speak in Turkish. And hopefully your company, Wayne and Aliona, will provide, or Aliona, you will provide Turkish translation now at the request of Susie. So that's something to look forward to in the future. So I would really like to thank the three of you for being on my show. Like I said, this is the very first time I've had the pleasure of having two people to interview at the same time. This first time I've had the pleasure of having such a gracious co-host. Thank you, Susie, and for being on here. So, Wayne, Aliona, you have any parting words before we wrap all this up?
Thanks for having us on. That's the parting words that I have. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being on my show.
And Edward, I hope you'll come back to Tiger's Heart soon. You'll have some time.
Oh no, I'd love to. I know I've been away there for a while, but I'd love to be back there whenever I can see fit there, because I've learned so much there, and I've met so many great people, and yeah, it's just yeah, just a pleasure to be a part of that. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being on the show, Aliona, and like I said, it's been almost a whole year since we've seen each other in person. So, like I said before we started this, it feels so strange to be talking to people that I'm used to talking one-on-one to, you know, up close and in person. So, yeah, thank the both of you. And thank you, Susie, for graciously accepting my invitation to be my very first guest co-host. So you hold that honor. So that's an honor. You're the very first one. So congratulations.
See you in Istanbul, and see you in Barcelona.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So here in Istanbul, I'm waiting. Next year, maybe we can be together in a Cannes Film Festival if you have planned to go there.
If we could make it in.
It's a great festival, and yeah, I can't say enough about it. It's like words can't describe it. It's just an undescribable feeling. So yeah, anybody that has the opportunity, I'd yeah, very much encourage anybody. Yeah.
Cannes Film Festival is art and adventure, 2 in 1.
Yes, yeah. So,
but Istanbul is more than art and adventure. So Istanbul and then go to Cannes.
yeah. Well, Istanbul sounds like a great place there, and I look forward to seeing Istanbul. You know, whenever I get a chance to be there in the future, and
I hope to see everyone here, because when my friends come here, they are thinking that it's something different, but when they come, it's totally different. It's I cannot explain. You should feel it's
right. You have to be there, right? You have to be there to experience it all, right?
You need to catch me here because I'm traveling too much. Even after a few days, I'll be in Bulgaria. So yeah, but for you, I'll be here. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And for you also, Wayne and Aliona. You have very beautiful name, Aliona.
Thank you very much, Suzanne.
Oh, thank you. It's amazing. So thank you so much, Mr. E. It was honor
You're very
from
welcome. You're very well. Any last words that you'd like to say before we end this interview?
I wish luck for all friends in this interview, because you put a lot of energy, a lot of money, a lot of stress and everything. So I hope you will have good success with all of your projects. And I also want to say that it will be interesting for me to see Tell Me You Love Me Barcelona, because this is like quite romantic and maybe something dramatic. I wanna see also this project. So I check here all the links. I will search in internet about you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Well, thank you, Susie. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Aliona and Wayne, and everybody. This has been Edward S. Redcar's Entertainer Chat. I'm your host, Edward S. Redcar, and today I've had the extreme pleasure of talking with Susie, and I have both had the extreme pleasure of talking with Wayne and Aliona, writers, actors, filmmakers. Affiliated and creators of Tiger's Hearts Players, and now Elway Films. And Susie Sabanci from Istanbul, Turkey. She is an actress, and she works at the Istanbul State Theater since 2011. So now we all know where Susie works at the State Theater. So I would like to thank all of you for being on my program. And until the next time, my next show, be sure to watch this interview when it's uploaded to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my channel. Leave a like, a comment about this interview, these interviews, or any interviews that I've had before this one. And so until the next time, have a good day. So long, and we'll see you next time.
See you.
See
Bye.
you.
Bye.